and I'm going to struggle. And my body's going to struggle. I'm going to struggle with my power. As soon as I lift my head and put it on the mat, that now gets my back and my elbows all engaged, and it gives me my bridging power, and my elbow can go back to his chest. It gives me some real finishing power. So forehead on the mat when you're face down like that is always a good thing until you start then elongating your back, putting the pressure up to break the leg. Obviously not a training partner, but that gives you that room to work underneath yourself. As soon as you put your face on the floor, you're now your chest is gonna go down. You're now gonna lose that ability to actually create real serious power. So keep that in mind when you're there. Put your forehead on the mat, give yourself some more power. Also, one caveat is that you are definitely gonna want to invest some time in recovery when your leg is on the outside, just in case he's able to heel slip and get out. You need some recovery tools from that position. Okay, I'd like to take you now through something that I mentioned on the previous video, and that when you attack a leg reap and you get on the heel, you have an opportunity just not only to continue your roll if he turns and rolls, but to simply go into this heel gripping technique where we can use it as a means to sweep, and we can use it as a means to then re-enter on the opposite leg. And it's quite strong and quite grippy. So when we get in on the leg reap from shin to shin, we go in, everything is good. It's the same as our previous video. We got in, we moved our hip up, and I went on the heel. Okay, I started to go on the heel. I feel that he is turning, and potentially, maybe I even lost his knee. And then we know that the heel hook is no longer a viable solution. Here's what we're gonna do. My left hand is gonna go and catch his heel. The one that's on the bottom is just gonna go grip his heel. As Lance continues to spin, I need to open my knee. This is very important that I open the knee. And in the previous videos, we went with him. So I kept this knee closed, and I kept a back heel. This time, instead of that closed back heel, we're gonna open our knee, and it's gonna lock in. It feels like literally your legs get locked into place, okay? It's basically like a leg lasso of his leg. My left foot is under his hamstring, and his foot is on this side of my hip. Now, what is going to feel very tight. So here's what you'll need to do. You'll need to extend your leg just a bit. And what that does is it puts his foot at your hip. And that is what makes it easy for me to sit up. Okay, is that his foot is low. If his foot is high, it's going to be hard to sit up. It's going to be blocking you. So we need to take our leg. I want you to take your left leg. In this case, it's my left leg. Extend it, which moves his heel down. And then we sit up, okay? Now, the entire time, my hand is cupping his heel and my forearm is on his toes. This is very important because it turns his foot out, so he can't rotate it to the middle. That's what makes this grip work very, very well, is that all of this pressure on the foot is angling his foot out. When you extend your leg, put his foot by your hip, and just move your hips back a little, you'll be able to sit up pretty flawlessly and continue to give a bit more extension. As I'm sure you noted, Lance slide away from me a little bit. And we get into this scenario where it basically looks sort of like a double guard pull, but there's one distinct advantage. If you notice right here, I have two legs on the inside. I've got an inside left leg position from my shin to shin previously, and I have an inside right leg position. So if you understand heel hooking, you know right away, or foot locking, you know right away that you could easily attack this leg with ease. I'm already on the inside, so if I want to go after heel hooks, I can now pull this guy in, start reaping the leg, get this grip on the leg, and still maintain that stuck leg, his leg stuck just for a moment. Okay? This leg does not need to stay stuck, by the way, right? the only time I really am adamant about this leg staying stuck here is if you like toe holds and you want to go after a toe hold. And it could be a steering wheel toe hold or a one-handed toe hold. But on the toe hold, whether I grip my hand or not, this leg, if it's stuck, is going to benefit you immensely because you won't be able to turn out of that toe hold. On a heel hook, it's going to be great. It's going to feel great. But then sometimes what happens is you have his leg and his knee in there, and it gets in the way of your hip. So it might feel like, oh man, this is so strong, because it is. But sometimes it's going to get in your way of actually busting the knee on a heel hook. On a toe hold, you'll still be able to create an immense amount of pressure on the foot itself with this leg stuck. So good scenario. Secondly, if I didn't want to get on the legs, I have this, I don't want to get on the legs. I need points, or I need a sweep, or I like top. Then just let this, once you have the legs on the inside, let the heel go. Extend the legs, and then back heel your left leg, and we're up. And you can either come to the standing scenario, or you can come to combat base, or whatever you prefer. But get rid of that grip once you know that this leg is also in the middle. The reason I say that is because when we talk about good leg pummelers, when I'm here and Lance realizes that he's locked out of the middle, he may quickly pummel this leg back in, okay? And now it's not ideal that I take this leg and jet it out, because now my leg is extended. So if he's real sharp about what's going on, he could easily pummel this leg over the top. Now he's got double insides, and he could shoot a leg right through the middle, and now all of a sudden, I went from a great scenario to like, wait a minute, I'm locked out of the middle, he's locking my foot. So I prefer that if you're going to use this as a sweep, make sure you have both legs. If Lance pummels on this side, I need to repummel and then grab his ankle. Once I have control of both legs, I can now let this leg go, come up with this foot, and make sure I begin. Now I can start my passing. So keep that in mind. That's very, very, very important that we understand who's winning in the leg pummeling battle from here on the bottom. I don't want to have both of his legs free. When I let that go,